Welcome back to the channel, my spooky friends. Tonight we're going down south, heading deep into the heart of the American South, where moss-draped oaks whisper secrets on the wind and shadows hold their breath. We're talking about haunted plantations, places where history and horror collide, where the echoes of the past still linger in the present. Get ready for a chilling journey tonight as we uncover the unsettling history and paranormal activity that plague these haunted southern plantations. We're diving deep into the stories, the legends, and the first-hand accounts that'll make you question if you really are alone, even in broad daylight. Tonight we explore 3 notorious plantations, each with its own dark secrets, each more terrifying than the last. So lock your doors, turn off the lights, and maybe grab a nightlight, because after tonight's stories, you won't want to be alone in the dark. Our first stop takes us to Louisiana, to a place called Myrtle's Plantation. Built in 1796, Myrtle's Plantation is considered one of, if not most, haunted places in America. The land on which the plantation sits was once the site of an ancient Native American burial ground, a detail that would foreshadow the dark history that was to come. See, Myrtle's Plantation has seen more than its fair share of tragedy and violence. It's a place where death seems to linger in the air, a weight that settles on you, heavy and unsettling. One of the most famous residents of Myrtle's Plantation is a young woman named Chloe. Chloe was a slave on the plantation, and according to legend, she had an affair with the plantation owner. When she was caught, her punishment was swift and brutal. They say her ear was cut off as a reminder for her to never step out of line again. Forced to wear her humiliation, Chloe plotted her revenge. She baked a cake laced with oleander, a deadly poison intending to kill the plantation owner and his family. Her plan backfired. It's said that only the plantation owner's daughters ate the poisoned cake, and they died a slow and agonizing death. Chloe was caught. Some say she was hanged by the other slaves, a desperate act to appease their master's wrath. Others say she was beaten and then thrown into the river, left to drown in the murky water. Whatever her fate, Chloe's spirit is said to haunt the plantation to this day. Visitors have reported seeing her reflection in windows and mirrors, a ghostly figure in a tattered dress with one ear missing, her eyes filled with a chilling sadness. Some say they can even smell the scent of oleander in the air, a sickly, sweet reminder of her deadly revenge. But Chloe isn't alone in her haunting. The plantation is also said to be haunted by the ghosts of children who died of yellow fever. Visitors have reported seeing ghostly children playing on the grounds, their laughter echoing through the halls, a chilling reminder of the lives cut tragically short. Footsteps echo through the empty halls of the plantation. Disembodied voices whisper in the dead of night, and cold spots send shivers down your spine, a bone-chilling reminder that you are not alone. One of the most compelling pieces of evidence of the paranormal activity at Myrtle's Plantation is a photograph taken by a tourist in the 1990s. The photograph shows a young girl in a period dress, standing between 2 of the plantation's buildings. The figure is blurry and translucent, but clearly visible. Some say the girl in the photograph is one of the plantation owner's daughters, forever trapped in the place where she died. Others say it's just a trick of the light, a figment of our imagination. But one thing is certain: Myrtle's Plantation is a place where the veil between the living and the dead is thin, where the past refuses to stay buried. Our next stop takes us deeper into Louisiana, to a plantation known for its haunting beauty and the restless spirits that call it home. Oak Alley Plantation, named for the double row of 300-year-old oak trees that line the driveway, creates a sense of unease, a feeling that something isn't quite right. Built in the 1830s, Oak Alley Plantation was once a thriving sugar plantation, but its beauty hides a dark past, a past that continues to haunt the present. The plantation was home to hundreds of slaves who were forced to work the fields under brutal conditions. Their suffering, their pain, it seems, has seeped into the very foundation of the plantation, leaving an indelible mark on the land. Among the spirits said to roam these grounds is a young woman named Louise, believed to be a former resident of Oak Alley Plantation. Visitors have reported seeing her apparition on the balcony, a solitary figure in a white dress, her sorrowful eyes gazing out at the river, as if searching for something or someone lost to time. But Louise is not the only one who lingers. Some say the spirits of the slaves who toiled and died on these grounds still remain, unable to find peace. Visitors have reported hearing the faint sounds of drums and chants in the dead of night, echoes of rituals performed by those who were ripped from their homes and forced into a life of servitude. One of the most well-documented hauntings at Oak Alley Plantation is that of William Stewart, the former owner who died of a heart attack on the front steps of the mansion. They say on stormy nights, you can still hear his dying breaths, a ghastly wheeze that sends chills down your spine. Visitors have reported seeing his apparition in the mansion, dressed in period clothing, his face pale and drawn, his eyes filled with a mixture of sadness and regret. Some say he's searching for something, perhaps a sense of peace that eludes him in death as it did in life. But the hauntings at Oak Alley Plantation go beyond apparitions. Visitors have reported feeling unseen hands brush past them, their hair pulled, and their names whispered in their ears, a chilling reminder that they are not alone. There are stories of objects moving on their own, doors slamming shut, and disembodied voices echoing through the halls, unexplained occurrences that defy logical explanation. It's as if the plantation itself is alive, its very walls whispering the tales of its tortured past. Our final stop brings us to a plantation steeped in beauty and tragedy. Magnolia Plantation, with its sprawling gardens and antebellum mansion, holds a darkness beneath its picturesque facade. Built in 1679, Magnolia Plantation is one of the oldest plantations in the South, and its history is as rich as it is tragic. The plantation has seen its fair share of death and sorrow, from the displacement of Native American tribes to the horrors of slavery. The land itself seems to absorb the pain and suffering, holding on to the energy of those who lived and died here. One of the most well-known hauntings at Magnolia Plantation is that of a young woman named Sarah. Sarah was a slave on the plantation, and she fell in love with a white man, a forbidden love that was doomed from the start. When their affair was discovered, the consequences were swift and brutal. Sarah was banished from the plantation, forced to leave her lover behind. Heartbroken and alone, she took her own life, unable to bear the thought of living without her love. Her spirit, they say, still haunts the plantation, searching for the man she loved in life but could never have. Visitors have reported seeing Sarah's apparition by the river, a solitary figure in a white dress, her eyes filled with a deep sadness. Some say they can hear her mournful cries echoing through the night, a haunting reminder of a love cut tragically short. But Sarah is not the only spirit said to roam Magnolia Plantation. Visitors have reported seeing ghostly figures in the windows of the mansion, apparitions of men, women, and children who seem to be trapped between worlds, unable to move on. There are stories of disembodied voices echoing through the halls, footsteps following visitors as they explore the grounds, and cold spots that send chills down your spine. Some even claim to have been touched by unseen hands, a feeling that sends a wave of fear through their body. One of the most unsettling aspects of Magnolia Plantation is the feeling of being watched. It's as if someone or something is always observing you, their unseen eyes following your every move. This feeling is particularly strong in the plantation's slave cabins, where the weight of history is almost unbearable. Despite its beauty, Magnolia Plantation holds a palpable sense of sadness, a weight that hangs heavy in the air. It's a place where the past and present collide, where the veil between the living and the dead is thin, and where the spirits of those who lived and died on these grounds still linger. From the ghostly apparitions of Myrtle's Plantation to the chilling tales of Oak Alley and the sorrowful history of Magnolia Plantation, we've journeyed into the heart of haunted plantations where the past refuses to stay buried. If you brave the darkness with us tonight, be sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more terrifying tales. And while you're here, share your own ghost stories in the comments below. We'd love to hear them. Until next time, sleep tight and don't let the ghost bite.